Slop, what's going on, my man? Back for OddsJam 101 today. How was your weekend?
Oh, it was good, man. I was just busy living the dream. Me and my partner won a beer pong tournament over the weekend, just so you know. Not to brag, that's what happened.
So I saw the video. There seemed to be a little bit of drama or some issues with how you were throwing that.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying elbows, and here's the thing, not my fault. Because, see, that game, I'm old, right? So that game came out, like, as I was leaving college. I remember, like, the younger guys were playing that. And I was like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? I was going. So I didn't know the rules. But apparently at the house that we were playing at, that was fine. There was a line in front of the cups that you weren't allowed to go over. So I was just releasing it right before that line. I was born like this. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm tall.
Yeah, nothing you can do about that. So yeah, I think I saw Twitter was pretty. They were pretty upset.
You were cheating. It was bad. It was really bad. But the way I see it, I was standing in the same place as everyone else. Like I was, we were in the same spot. You know what I mean? My arms happen to be longer. Like, what do you want me to do? That's almost discrimination. There it is.
There it is. So where's the line here?
I don't know. Apparently, it's right in front of the cups. You can kind of see it, but I was letting the ball go before the line. I mean, from what the official judges were saying. I mean, we were kind of drinking all day, so there's that. But I mean, I don't know. I trust the judges. I think that they made a good decision and let me throw that way. But yeah, some people in the comments saying that there are such things as house rules, though. And also, too, look at the overhang. How am I supposed to get the ball under that? If I'm behind, there's a lot. I was working against me. A lot of things working against me.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's kind of like if you shoot a three-pointer. If you jump from behind the three-point line and you release it, it's a three, right?
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Like, what do you know? I was standing in the same spot everyone else was. But yeah, so the people, I would not play with a lot of people on Twitter.
There you go. Solid weekend. Then yeah, I played a little golf yesterday. Made a little money. Hustled a group out of some cash in a 2-man scramble. So
I get to see you at the golf course, just kind of you and your buddies, just kind of hanging around. You want to get them? Let's get them.
Yep, get a little game going. How much you want to play for, and run it back. So, but yeah, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you tuning in. We are going to go through OddsJam. If you're a brand new user, if you're on a trial, if you've never tried out OddsJam before, now is definitely the time to do it. Football is back. Speaking of, we have football this Thursday.
Yep.
Jets Browns. Not anything to really get excited for.
I'll watch.
Oh, I'm watching too, for sure. For sure. We definitely, I'm assuming we won't see Rodgers, probably won't see Watson, but it's football. So
it's back.
Something to get excited for.
You know what I do the first day of August? That's the day when I kind of switch my brain off of baseball, which is easy to do most years because I'm not really a baseball guy, but I'm having a lot of fun betting the dingers this year, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, usually August 1st, it's kind of like, all right, like this is it. You know what I mean? I'm reading like team previews. You start watching Hard Knocks at some point. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like August is actually football, and there's barely any football in August. It's all back weighted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. And not to get off topic, but you mentioned Hard Knocks. If you've not watched Quarterback on Netflix, it's a solid.
Yeah, everybody's
solid series. So yeah, When you start on OddsJam, if you come to the EV page, it's definitely the main page on OddsJam. It's by far our most popular that's out there. And what we are going to do is when you start or when you go to the EV page, we show you the best bets that are out there all throughout the day. So these recommended filters, they are going to be on automatically. These are the best bets based on all of the historical data we have, all of the back testing that we've done with the sports books. You can see not very many plays today. Of course, it's baseball only. Football, like we said, coming very soon. So you can see all of these plays right now. The goal of the EV page is to basically just bet as many plays that are in green as you can. So green is good. Betting as many of these as you can from the EV page with the recommended filters on is definitely the way to go. Now, on a day like this, I will turn off the recommended filters just to be able to get more volume in. Slop, I know you love to turn off the recommended filters.
Yeah, turn them off.
turn them off, and you can also clear the minimum maximum width. And so Slop and I were talking before we came on. When you do that, you're going to see a lot of player home run props. These are very, very random, but like we've talked on live streams before, the books don't know what to price these. So you're getting great value with these. I personally just use this page with the recommended filters off with no maximum, odds set for Dinger Tuesday. FanDuel offers that promo. I know you like to use this every day though, right?
Mm-hmm. And you know what? All right. So there's a lot of things that go into like how I pick them. Although I'll preface this by saying not great, but I'm getting better. And I think I figured it out over the weekend. I was just taking a bunch of dudes and then having one parlay with them. And guess what was happening? My guys were on this page. Not all of them, and not all the guys on the page were my guys either. But like I was fine, like literally, like yesterday, 2 or 3 guys. And then today, the same thing happened. So I don't know what's going on, but I like it.
You're a sharp, Slop.
You're like the first person to ever call me that, but I'll take it.
You're finding plays that are on the EV page without even looking. So that's impressive. But yeah, this page is.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Keep going.
Any of these guys that you've got today so far?
All right, so it was Rosario. A lot of these guys, they're gone now. My guys, Patrick Wisdom's one of them. Like he's up there. I'm not sure if he's in the lineup, but he's up there. Good righty against Andrew Abbott for the Reds. I mean, that guy's he's literally like a pitching machine. Dinger central. So there's that. And then, but a lot of guys disappeared. Like Eddie Rosario has been up there all day. But earlier today, pretty much every Braves player was up there, and I like their matchup with Griffin Canning. But he looks like the one that nobody took. But to be honest with you, it's dingers. Like you don't know who's going to hit it. So I think he's in a great spot to hit a home run tonight. And with the price you're getting, what does that say? 570?
Yeah, plus 570.
I mean, that's like click on the matchup. I mean, look at some of what the other books have them at. It's like whoa, like how.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Yeah, we're getting plus 570 somewhere. But DraftKings plus 450. Caesars has kind of been lagging big time recently, but they're actually kind of up. They're on par. But yeah, look at BetMGM 425.
Yep.
I mean, how do you like that just goes to show, bro? They have no idea how to price these things because I mean, like these people aren't stupid. I mean, it's the number they came up with, but I mean, at the end of the day. It's not even close to someone else's.
Right. Yeah. Great question there on the top. Are you feeling it tonight?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got a good one too. It's 5 to win over $1,000. And just to put that in perspective, normally it's like 5 to get like 500. I think it's pretty good. But I got the right guys tonight. And I think Wisdom's in it. Yeah, so Wisdom on the Positive EV page right there. He's in it. There's also Mike Ford, who never made an appearance, but he's not offered at all the books, so I think that might have something to do with it. And then, shoot, who was the first guy? Nigel, you got to know who the first guy. Oh, Carlos Santana. Carlos Santana, who was on there earlier today, but he must have gotten bet down.
Yeah,
that's what Randall. That's how I do it in my head. I'm like, yeah, he must have got bet down from 470 to like 320. So
you have all the value. You beat everybody to the punch.
Yep, it's all right there. But no, dude, I'm telling you, since last Monday, the positive V page has like changed my life. Like I'm there constantly throughout the day, turning off the filters and going right for the dingers every single day. I don't recommend people do that though, to be honest with you, but that's what I like doing. So I like to play.
Yeah, no, and it's certainly, if you want to make profitable bets, whether home runs or whatever, that's the exact way to do it. The one recommendation that I have that I always tell people is if you turn the recommended filters off, you want to set your maximum width to 40. And in doing that, you'll see we're going to eliminate a lot of those home run plays if my computer will load here. Question from Sammy while we're waiting. Is there a fade the public strategy? So with OddsJam, no strategy of fading the public. We are strictly just looking at data from multiple sharp sports books. We're showing you what the fair odds are. So in this particular instance, the fair odds for Luis here, I'm not even going to try to butcher his last name.
I don't know how to say his name. We got to get a name guy on this show. I don't know how to say names, and I could tell, but whenever you started looking at that, I was like, yeah, Randall has no idea how to say that guy's name.
No idea. No. We'll just call him Luis. Luis C.
All right, I like him. Sounds like a great guy, but go ahead.
So, yeah, you can see here that with that, plus 149 are the fair odds. You're getting plus 165. So this is a profitable bet. So not necessarily, again, we're not fading the public or any strategy like that. Me personally, I don't really buy into much of that you see online. Fade the public, those numbers that they spit out. But what we do is we show you, again, what the fair odds are for whatever bet you are placing, and then we show you the expected value based on that. So we've got the Yankees here tonight. This looks like a pretty solid play, minus 110, almost minus 111 for the fair odds. This is very similar. You can see this one just moved. So just to show you how quick you have to be. I mean, this was 3:10 my time. It's 3:12 now. So this one moved pretty fast. But you can go into all of these, very similar to the home runs like we did, and you can see what the odds are. Make sure that you're getting the outlier. In that instance, we don't have to go to Barstool now. The odds have already moved. But what you'll notice is that's now minus 115. Fair odds are minus 110. So this would be a negative EV bet. This would not be something that we would want to place because we are actually getting worse odds than what the fair odds are. So that's basically how I use the EV page. I mean, very similar to the recommended filters. I am looking to bet as many of these plays that are under 40 cents of width and are in the green. And that's basically the concept. Bet as many of these as you can. Slop, I know you love action, and with EV betting.
Whenever I first got these tools back in March, like whenever we went live in March, I mean, dude, it was just like all the time. I had to stop myself. I was like, all right, dude, like you can't just have 1,000 bets out, but you kind of can. Like, to be honest with you, like it's not a bad thing. That's the good thing about guys like me is like it's like the more the better. Because I mean, again, like go with the coin thing. I think that's the best way to explain it. I explained it to somebody the other day at a party when I was winning beer pong tournaments. That party, I was saying It was the coin one. It was the coin one. Like tell them the coin one.
Yeah. So the coin, I think, is the easiest analogy to understand. So with the EV page, basically we're showing you plays. They don't necessarily have a 52% chance of hitting, but the idea is that we have the edge 52% of the time. If we're going to flip a coin, Slop, if you and I are going to flip a coin, it has a 52% chance to land on heads, a 48% chance to land on tails. Of course, if we flip it, let's say 10 times, I'll gladly flip that coin with you, and I'll take tails just to have some fun. But if we're going to flip it 1,000, I definitely want to have the head side, because I know that there's a 52% chance that it's going to land on heads. So with EV betting, as long as you are beating the closing line. So let me just jump over to my bet tracker. I think that's probably the best place, assuming I have some bets in here, and I can just show you guys. This is a demo account here, but as long as you're beating the closing line at least 50% of the time, you're going to be profitable long term. So look at this, Slop. This was from last Monday. Were you with me on the 24th, or was that the day you were out?
I was there. I missed
So
Thursday.
yeah, you're right. So yeah, Monday was the first show. We put this in just as just as kind of a mock play, and Walker hit a home run. So how about that?
Yeah, you can't beat that. I love the dingers, bro. I mean, I just love betting dingers.
So what you can see, though, my point of coming to this page was you can see a lot of green here in this column on the left, very little red. And so what that means is we are beating the closing line. So in this particular instance, we got plus 460 when the books closed the line. The fair odds on this were plus 386. So if we can beat this number that's under this CLV column at least 50% of the time, we're going to be profitable long term. So that's the concept of the coin, where we're flipping it. We have the edge. And again, this is just a very small sample size. This is just being on calls, mocking some bets up, but 32 bets. You can see my closing line value is 53%. This is a very small sample size, so this profit is definitely not something that you should pay much attention to, but you definitely want to be betting. I would say most power users probably somewhere between 25 and 50 bets a day. And Slop, I know that is right up your alley in terms of number of bets each day.
No, that's when you need because you have them all on different books, right? That's when you need to have like Picket or something like that, just because you have no chance of being able to follow what you have unless you have something that puts everything in one place. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
it trust me, when all the sports are back together, you're gonna have NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, and NHL going on over dude, what a time to be alive. And 50 bets really isn't that many when you think about it. Like when you have all those sports, it's not really that much. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but it's not that crazy.
Yeah, no, and that's another thing is a lot of people ask, how much money they can make with EV betting if they have, let's say, a $3,000 bankroll, and there's definitely not a one size fits all answer there. It's more based on, again, how much volume you're betting. With OddsJam, you can expect somewhere between 3 to 8% return over time. That's obviously assuming that you're betting again in volume. It's not, let's say, bet $50,000 on 10 plays. It's bet $50,000 on 1,000 plays. And you could expect
or Randall, the guy that comes back and says, "Oh, well, I bet like 3 of the 7 days." You're like, no, buddy. No, it's every day. Hit the button, get your plays, and go. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I didn't mean to interrupt, but no, it 3 out of 7 days doesn't count. Like it's 7 for 7.
Yeah, it's 7 for 7. It's 30 for 30, which is actually an ESPN show.
Mm-hmm.
But 31, I guess, depending on what month you're in. 31 days in July. But yeah, it is. It's every single day. Sports betting, if you want to be profitable, is definitely not a passive form of income. You have to be active. You've got to be, like you said earlier, in all of the sports books. The one thing that we do have on OddsJam that's a great resource, we've got 2 pages actually. We've got our legalization tracker where we show you all of the states that have legal sports betting, which Kentucky right here will soon be turning light blue, as well as North Carolina. So a couple more states going online. But we show you all of the legal states. And what's cool about this is you can click whatever state you're in. We'll jump over here to Slop in Massachusetts,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see all of the legal sports books that are in Massachusetts, as well as the deposit bonuses that come with those. So great resource if you're just getting into sports betting. You have to check that out. And then the resources tab, just the promotions page, is another great resource. We show you all of the sign up bonuses that are in your state. I'm not sure what my computer is doing right now, but pretty slow to load. So you can see here all of the featured promotions in Illinois. Tons of money. If you're not on Sleeper, you get $100 deposit match. You use code OddsJam. No brainer. They're giving you $100 free to sign up for their book. Same with Jock Market, Thrive, Fliff. All of these books are giving you money to sign up. So again, what better time to sign up than with football right around the corner, especially if you're not in these books. Take advantage of those sign up offers so that you can start betting football season. All right, so moving on.
I don't understand why people don't do those, Randall. Like, it's free money.
Yeah, it is. It's free money, and I've traveled to several states, taking advantage of sign up bonuses in Indiana, Tennessee, Iowa. Every state I go to, I'll tell you, when we plan vacations, they're not often, but when we plan vacations, I try to find states that have legal sports betting just to take advantage of the offers. I'm sure you're probably in the same boat.
Yeah, it's my new thing. I haven't really, because they came in March. I mean, anytime we travel, it's been around here, or we'll go into New Hampshire, but they have DraftKings there at least. But no, we were just talking about Nigel was telling me about Bar Harbor, and it's like the first thing I thought was, ooh, it's Maine. You can't gamble there. That's bad. But we go to Disney quite a bit, so that's going to be tough going down to Florida. Although I think they're getting it. I think I read somewhere that it's coming back. I think there was some reservation issue, some laws with the Indian reservations. I don't know. I think they're cleaning that up, though. I think they're getting gambling back. I hope.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's going to be Hard Rock. I remember a couple of years ago, they actually, I think it was November, December of 2021, Florida went live with Hard Rock for like a month, and then they shut it down. But,
dude, imagine that. That would be just the worst thing in the world, dude. You have it, and then there's no more. I was scared of that in Mass. I was like, I hope they don't take it from us. They're gonna let 6 operators come in and then take it from you. But still, I was scared about it. I was like, man, what if that happened? That'd be awful.
Yeah, well, when sports betting became legal in Illinois, it was during COVID. I was so excited to bet on March Madness and didn't even get to bet March Madness that year. So it was, betting on NASCAR, if you can imagine that.
I was betting golf and
golf and NASCAR.
Marble races too. They had, but those were fun.
Yeah. So speaking of free money, obviously you sign up for these books, you can take advantage of free money, but also the arbitrage page is a great way to build your bankroll risk-free. If we wanted to, bet on Cabrera here to have over 5.5 strikeouts, we wanted to bet $200. We wanted to put $198 on FanDuel. We'd make a risk-free $1.98. Again, doesn't sound like a lot of money. You're putting up, roughly $300 to do so, but you are getting back risk-free money. This page will be much, much better when football starts. So there'll be a ton of games when football picks up, ton of ARB opportunities. So great way to build your bankroll if you're not familiar with arbitrage. That's basically what it is. It's how I started with OddsJam. Made a little over 15,000, shifted to solely EV betting, and it's much more lucrative, much more scalable than arbitrage. Rick, so your question here, the point is to roll over your entire bankroll as fast as you can, and theoretically you will end up in the positive. So you do want to bet, as much as you can each day. You need to be able to manage your bankroll. On OddsJam, you can actually throw your bankroll settings, or if you go to your bankroll settings under your profile, and if you look at your bankroll settings, you can set your bankroll to whatever you want. So if you're working with a $3,000 bankroll, you'll put 3,000 in here, and then you'll save it. And you don't necessarily need to bet your entire bankroll, but on the EV page, you will see that we show you the recommended bet size based on your bankroll. So if you just follow that, you'll be managing your bankroll properly. So the goal,
Randall,
yep.
That is probably the most important thing you can do before you start it. Like the first thing you do is put your bankroll and set it and forget it. You know what I'm saying? For a while, you're going to revisit it, obviously, as you gain more, but you have to do that first. If you don't do that, I don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Don't play around. You're not going to game the system at all. You're just going to go broke if you don't play the right way. But if you put in your right bankroll, I promise you're going to be fine. You just stack the deck in your favor. If you don't, then you literally did not stack the deck in your favor. So
yeah, no, 100%. Glad you said that. It's a great point. I do get asked that question a lot of what is your bankroll, and I mean, for lack of a better explanation, I guess, if you will, it's literally an amount of money that you could light on fire and it has no impact on you financially, your wife, your kids, your life, whatever it is. So yeah, you have to input your bankroll. If you don't, then you're going to just get, random bet sizes that are not, not subject to the bankroll that you've put in. So kind of to answer your question there, Rick, if you put your bankroll in, you follow the recommended bet sizes, you're getting in, at least 25 plays a day on the low end, you will be fine long term. We have an article on volume and variance that I always just, when I'm looking for it, I just go to Google and type in variance OddsJam. But I mentioned this on the stream the last time, and I think it's very, very helpful. And this goes back to the coin that we were talking about, Slop, where if we place 250 bets, and 50 of them have the edge. So, 50 of these bets have the edge. 71% of the time after we place 250 bets, if 125 of them, I think I said 50, if 125 of them, or 50%, are beating the closing line, we have a 71% chance of profiting. Whereas if we up that number to 1,000 and 500 of them beat the closing line, we are now looking at an 89% chance to profit. So volume is definitely key. Hopefully that answers your question. If not, Rick, shoot me an email, randall@oddsjam.com, or you can open up this little chat window in the bottom right. I'm not sure if you can see it. Yeah, I think you can see it. But little chat window. Shoot us any questions you've got. Happy to answer those for you. Brett, question about arbitrage. How do you keep from getting burned from one side of the arb when another book limits your wagers? So, that goes back to kind of EV betting being much more scalable than arbitrage. But to answer your question, for me, whenever I was doing arbitrage betting, I was betting somewhere between 100 to 150 per side. You definitely can't go in and lay down $5,000 on a guy to hit a home run, on the no, and say 2,000 on the yes. Like, books are just not going to allow that. We see on the EV page, and Slop's talked about it quite a bit. These books don't know what to line these home run props. So for player props and things, they're not going to allow you to bet thousands of dollars because the books do not have any idea what to line them. So,
yeah. See, all right. So also, you have to know which books are limiting you. For me personally, all right, if I see an ARB with BetMGM, I can't do that. Like, they will literally let me bet like $9.70. You know what I mean? So like, that's out. So if you know what books are limiting you, I mean, that is a great question though, man, because it stinks to go take one side, you put your, even if it's like $100, you put $100 on one side and then you go to bet the other side at the other book, and it's like, all right, you can only bet 50, and it's not even it's not, working out for you. You're just like, man, I just wasted money for nothing. That does suck. I get that. But if
Yeah.
like BetMGM, DraftKings is another one that I'm not as low as BetMGM, but it's bad. And then Barstool's an obvious one. That'll happen to everybody. Like, it just does. But there's still three other ones, and then any offshores that you have, you're still arb opportunities. You just have to be aware of which book's going to limit you and what markets too. Player prop markets, they'll limit you, but they don't limit on the sides and totals sometimes. Like that, that's still going on with me at DraftKings. So I don't know that I can't get down at DraftKings. I just know it's on a player prop. So
Right.
it's still worth going to. It's still worth trying. But again, you got to be aware definitely of which book is limiting you at the time.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I became aware of that when I was arbing as well. One book's going to take X amount. This book's not going to take that much. So yeah, being aware of that, and arb is definitely, you have to bet two sides. So you do have to be quick. But that's why EV betting is nice. You only have to bet one side. You don't have to try to get two bets in. It's not. I mean, obviously these lines are. There's value there's value out there that wouldn't be showing up on the EV page, but it's not the value you see in an ARB where one book is clearly wrong whenever it comes to that. So Nick here, question about the Kelly. Doesn't Kelly overvalue player props? So the Kelly is just it's working with the no vig odds that you're getting, as well as the no vig odds that are out there, as well as the odds that you're getting. So I don't know if it's fair to say that it overvalues it. It's using the same, it's using the same formula, I guess, if you will, same calculation to determine the recommended bet size for that. So, if you see here, it's suggesting $60 on this plus 470. Whereas, down here, it's telling you to bet 90 on plus 195. So a player prop, seeing if I can find something that's more, of a main line here, under 8.5 plus 285. But all of these are lower EV plays. So there's a lot more value in player props. Again, back to Slop's point of they don't know what to line these at. So you're definitely going to see more value on those player props, and you probably will see higher bet sizes based on that. Just again, based on the odds that are being shown, or based on the no vig odds, and then the odds that you are getting. So, William here, do you have anything for us for the Wyndham Championship? I have not even looked at the golf. Love to play golf. Love to bet on golf. Slop, any winner this week for the Wyndham?
I have not even looked. It's again. I'm waiting for the calendar to turn to August 1st, and it's like football brain, and I can't stop thinking about it. So between dingers and then the upcoming football bets that you're gonna have to put in before the season, man. I don't know that I'm gonna get to the Wyndham Championship. I really don't.
Golf's taking a little bit of a backseat. Majors are.
Yeah, I hate to say it. Because betting golf is fun. Let's be honest, it is. But
It is.
Man, I can't even think about
it. August 1st is tomorrow, so you're for full blown football very, very soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, a couple more pages that I wanted to point out on OddsJam, and again, feel free. Message us with that message icon in the bottom right if you have more questions. Email me, Randall at OddsJam. But always like to point these two pages out. I think they're very, very useful on OddsJam, and that's the free bet converter. So if DraftKings gives you a free bet, a lot of these times they'll tell you to, bet 4 or 5 parlays, and we'll give you a $25 free bet. So if we have our free bet at DraftKings, we can see right now that we can come. This is obviously week 2 in the NFL. Probably wouldn't do this right now, but if you wanted to, we could bet our $25 free bet on the Vikings at plus 250. We could bet 44, let's just say 45 on the Eagles on Bet Rivers, and we're going to lock up a risk-free, $17.86. So you could take your $25 free bet and you could put it on something that's minus 110, to get back 22, 23 bucks if it wins, or you can throw your $25 free bet into this free bet conversion tool and you can make a guaranteed $17. So this is a nice tool. It's definitely not something that you want to use for your risk-free bets. But if you ever get a free bet, this is the place to come and turn those free bets right into cash. So wanted to point that out. And then the last tool is the low holds page. And this page is great. If you get deposit bonuses in the sports books, which a lot of them will give those to you, you can come here. Let's just say, for example, I got a deposit match at DraftKings for $500. I can come here, that same one that we were looking at on the free bet converter. I could bet 500 on the Vikings. I could bet 1250 on the Eagles. I play through it one time. I don't lose any money, and I just made a risk-free $500. So the low holds tool is great for that. It's great for just becoming, leveling up in the sports books, becoming a higher status in Caesars. We do have a lot of users that do that as well. They'll come here, they'll select Caesars, and some of these people will even take opportunities where they might lose a little bit, like this first 3 innings. They may bet 105 on Caesars, 102 on FanDuel, lose $1.50, but they're racking up reward points in Caesars, which, Slop, I know you probably have a ton of reward points in those books, and rewards are great. Free stays in Vegas, free bets. You can convert some of that stuff to free cash with Caesars. So tons of opportunities with the sportsbook rewards.
No, that's what I like doing. We have Wynn here in Massachusetts, right down the street, Encore. So getting free rooms there is pretty sweet, just because it's literally right down the street.
Yeah, and that's all from betting at Wynn on the sportsbook app, just racking up reward points, and they reward you for that. So very similar to if you were going to go to a casino, put in your player's card and play the slots. So appreciate you guys tuning in. We will be back on Thursday to do this again. If you have any questions, like I said, reach out to us in the chat box, email me, Randall at OddsJam, DM me on Twitter, whatever's easiest for you to get a hold of me. And Slop, tomorrow is August 1st, so turn the calendar, and football season is here.
Yep. Next time I see you, it'll be football season.
It will be football season. We'll have preseason football on Thursday.
It'll kind of be football season.
Any real quick, any early, I don't know, maybe you can't tell me because I know you've been doing some videos on this, but early Super Bowl prediction?
Ooh, great question. All right, so I am not good at futures, right? But here's what I did. I got a guy who is good at futures. We're going to tape a show Wednesday. Should have it out. Nigel's quick, man. He'll have it out probably Wednesday night. Maybe Thursday at the latest. But this guy is my guy, the guy I listen to all season long. Every year, dude ends up with the NFC Championship game. He'll have the Niners and the Eagles last year. And for giant plus money. So no matter what happens, the guy wins. You know what I mean? We're all jabronis, trying to pick who's going to win that game. This guy's sitting over here with his giant tickets, you know what I mean? And he just wins. So I'm going to talk to him. He's going to give us bangers. It's my YouTube channel at Slop Rules. So definitely check that out. But man, I can't wait for that show, to be honest with you.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I think I've hit 2 futures in my life. One being in the CFL. It was the Argos against Calgary. I think it was 2016, 2017, whatever that year was. It was a snow game in the Grey Cup. And then UConn last year in college basketball. That's it. I'm terrible with.
I'm not good. Well, they're buying and selling their stocks, kind of. You know what I mean? So
yep.
There is that part of it. It's one thing to just call a team, but these guys, they got a few tickets out. But again, you're still going to profit. Like, if you hit a plus, 2,000, NFC champion future, you know what I'm saying? If you have 2 of those, like, trust me, you won. You know what I mean? Like, you did well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've just never been good at them, man. And I just want to figure out. I want to be sitting there holding a ticket for both games on Championship Sunday. I want to have all 4 teams somehow, and I think he's going to help me get there.
Yeah, and you don't even have to worry about placing a bet.
No, like I'll go to watch the games on that. Like that's my goal. I'll just have a couple player props for each game. Don't get me wrong, just so you have real action. But like I won't even have to focus on the side or anything because it's not going to matter. I'm going to win no matter what. I hope.
Already taken care of.
Yep.
Yeah. So no, I'm ready for that. I will definitely check that video out. But yeah, we'll see you guys on Thursday, and Slop, I'll see you on Thursday as well.
Can't wait.
Thanks.